Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a bizarre green fireball which fell from the sky over Australia. Not too sure if that was a meteor. Second is an interview with Tom DeLonge. I know in some of my other videos I said that Tom DeLonge was part of the people that didn't want to reveal the entire truth. Well, actually, I was wrong about that because it was Tom DeLonge who actually informed Linda Moulton Howe, which is where I learned about, this idea that there are advanced civilizations on our planet, where I learned that from. And this is an interview where he explains that to her. Also, a clip from some TV show about an encounter that a Soviet submarine had with a formation or a squadron of UFOs underwater. And also a brief intro into Operation High Jump, which was an expedition taken by Admiral Byrd shortly after World War II, where it was supposedly a scientific mission, but, based on all of the men and the equipment that he took down there, seemed more like a military operation. And, some people think that he actually went down there to battle, whoever these other people or this other civilization that shares the planet with us. And after 5 months, they came limping back home. Yeah, and this is just another article about it. But, down here it says this clearly was overtly a military mission in Antarctica. And I also want to show you something else that I found out after listening to an episode of the Linda Moulton Howe show on her Earth Files network, where she finds possible locations to an inner earth cave or cavern. This elliptical roof here is like 60 feet across, but there's a few others that she found, and I've made videos of these before, but I had no idea that both of these locations were so close together. Here's another dome roof, but we'll look at that too. So now let me go back to the first video. Okay, in this first video here, it's a bizarre green fireball fell from the sky and made the news. As the title suggests, a very strange green light passed through the skyline, giving the watchers plenty of time to take pictures and record the incredible event. As the title suggests, a very strange green light passed through the skyline, giving the watchers plenty of time to take pictures and record the incredible event. The light was greenish-bluish, as you can see from the pictures, and it was first spotted around 1 a.m. in the Pilbara region of Western Australia, Northern Territory, and South Australia, according to ABC News. Nobody knows what the object could have been, but experts are convinced that it was natural. Well, if they're convinced that it was natural, I'm convinced that it's not natural. The reason for this fact that the object has a very clear light to it, and that's it. There are no sparks around it, no flaming bits coming off. But I thought that's what happens with meteorites when they enter our atmosphere. I just did a video of a meteorite entering our atmosphere, and there were a bunch of bits breaking off. But this one doesn't. So let's take a look at it. That does not look like a meteor to me. That looks more like a flying fireball. That is not a typical meteor. But of course, I will leave a link in the description so you can take a look at it for yourself and make up your own mind. Now, let's go to this interview with Tom DeLonge. Yeah, now, in some of my other videos, I've said that, Tom DeLonge is withholding information, that he's not going to give us the whole truth. But actually was wrong about that. It was Tom DeLonge who revealed to Linda Moulton Howe that his quote-unquote handlers, explained to him that there is a presence, an alien presence on this planet, and he refers to them as the others. So let's listen to this short clip, and then I'll move on to the next video.
Your advisors use the term the others?
Yes. In my communications with certain people within my advisory group, it is referred to as the others. The others makes a lot of sense, because the first thing people need to realize about the UFO phenomenon is it is intelligence that is here, has always been here, and I think calling them the others makes a lot more sense, because they're in our oceans, they're on our moon, they might be underground in certain places. So you're talking about the other groups of intelligences that are here on the planet with us.
You've attributed the others to gods with a little g.
You see how, he says that the others have been here. They're in our deep earth caverns. They're in our oceans. So now here is an example of the Soviet military in a submarine encountering a formation of encounters of USOs underwater, or seeing, USOs exiting or entering the water. One of many. So, I think this is more evidence that, we probably are not alone on this planet. During World War II, a lot of our fighter pilots were encountering these strange lights called, which they termed as Foo Fighters, right? Okay, so after World War II, our military put together this thing called Operation High Jump, where they sent Admiral Byrd down on this, they called it a scientific mission, but they took, let me see, what was the, they called this a scientific mission. But based on what they took down there, it was more like a military operation here. Task Force 68 included 4,700 men, 13 ships, and 33 aircraft. Operation High Jump's primary mission was to establish the Antarctic research base, Little America 4. So let's see, here in this article, talks about Operation High Jump, officially the United States Navy Antarctic Development Project, 1946 and 1947, was the largest expedition into the Antarctic to date, perhaps even the present, with the first expedition to Antarctica officially sponsored by the United States. 4,700 men, led by none other than Admiral Richard Byrd, carried out a benign assault on the frozen continent. Task Force 68, the fleet assigned to the mission, consisted of a communication ship, 2 supply ships, 2 icebreakers, 2 seaplane tenders, a form of light aircraft carrier, 2 tankers, 2 destroyers. Why would they need 2 destroyers on a scientific mission? An aircraft carrier. Why would they need an aircraft carrier for a scientific mission? And a submarine. The communications vessel, serving as the flagship of Task Force 1, was named the Mount Olympus and was specifically outfitted with 50 radio operators. Interesting that they call that Mount Olympus. Now down here, it says, this was clearly an overtly military mission in Antarctica. The Pentagon, realizing that a war with the Soviet Union would be chilling, to say the least, recognized that any war with the USSR would require polar combat. Now, I think this notion that, this was for Russia is ridiculous. Because, we know that these UFOs were also disabling the Russian nuclear sites and their nuclear weapons. But anyways, okay, so there's a possibility that our government sent a military fleet down to the Antarctic to try and battle our neighbors. And from my understanding, we were only down there for 5 months. Yeah, here. commenced on the 26th of August 1946 and ended in late February of 1947. Yeah, so it didn't even last 6 months. They took all of this equipment down there, and from the stories I've heard, it described as they came limping back after less than 6 months. So now let's take a look at some sites in the Antarctic that I found after listening to a broadcast or a podcast from Linda Moulton Howe. Okay, so now here is Google Maps. We're in the Antarctic here, right? Yeah. Now, on a recent podcast of the Linda Moulton Howe show, she mentions possible entrances to bases in the Antarctic. Now, I have done videos of these locations before, but I had no idea that they were so close together. Here's the dome roof, here's octagon shapes, and here's what looks like an elliptical roof. So let's go to the first one. Here's a dome roof. Yeah, now it looks pretty obvious to me that, this is something different. It looks metal. It's definitely has a different texture than the rock around it. And if we take a measurement here, this thing, let's see, I'll start from here, go to about there. It's 125 feet across. And now this opening here, let's go to there. Oh no, let's go right to there. That's 45 feet across, or 45 feet high. So is this, an entrance? Well, it's obviously an entrance. What's there would be a great reason to visit the Antarctic, huh? All right, so now let's take a look at these ellipse roof. And remember how close these are. So now here's this ellipse roof. Look at this thing. It looks, sort of like a UFO embedded into the rock. But again, you can clearly see that there's a difference in the texture of this rock and this thing here, which looks smooth. Now let me take a measurement of this. Let's see, let's go from here. 65 feet. And you can see there's a shadow under here, so this is definitely raised up off the ground. I don't think there's any way I'd be able to So that's that. Oh yeah, another thing. Here, let me go back to this dome roof. And let me see if I can bring this up so you can get a... Okay, so you can see, let's see. Just get info, dome roof. Okay, so this is the latitude and longitude of this dome roof. 66 degrees, 36 minutes, 13.76 seconds south. Longitude 99 degrees, 43 minutes, 15.12 seconds east. And then now the ellipse roof. This is the ellipse roof. Here's the location of the ellipse roof. 66 degrees, 16 minutes, 24.01 seconds south. 100 degrees, 59 minutes, 2.68 seconds east. And then let's see. And then in the middle of all of this are these strange octagon shapes. So if we look at this, let me back out here so we can see how close. Okay, yeah, so here's the dome roof. Here's the ellipse roof. And look at right here in the middle of these where's that at? Oh, here we go. Look at these octagon shapes. Look at this. What are these? And how long have they been there? Well, actually, okay, I can do a timeline. Yeah, they've been there since at least 2006. And that's as far back we can go. So we know, that last photo they took was in 2006, and then this one in 2012. And I don't know if there's a recent one. Yeah, so this was last taken in 2012. But this area is also, encircled by this other. Look at this. All the way around. Let me take a measurement of this real quick. It's just over a mile, 1.33 miles long. Now, if we look at this whole structure, let me take a measurement from this one to this one. So these are within, 43 miles of each other. I mean, yeah, are these entrances connected? Don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot this. Let me give you the latitude and longitude of the octagon shapes. Let me zoom in real quick on those real. So this is the location of the octagon shapes at 66 degrees, 19 minutes, 7.55 seconds south, 100 degrees, 30 minutes, 0.67 seconds east. So if you have Google Earth, definitely check that out. But that's going to be it for this video. Please, I really think that the governments are not going to disclose the governments are not going to reveal the truth that we are not alone on this planet. It's up to us. So if you can, please share this video. Please like this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because I'm going to have more things like this to prove that we are not alone on this planet. Take care.